Now to the roundtable. On my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman. Our guest star today in the middle is that great TV personality, Rosemary Plybon, and then David Daggett has been held over against his will from the last segment. All right, guys and gals, a new law in North Carolina will require high school students to take a computer science course if they want to graduate. Good idea or bad idea, Ogie?
Yeah, the day is upon us. I mean, it's the way of the world. You're going to have to know how to use computers to make it in the world.
I actually disagree, because I think they are using their computers in all of their classes already, and that it's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, that's a good point, David.
So I have 3 kids in college. I asked them about this question.
What did they say?
And they said they're very good on their phones, but a lot of the students, particularly the ones that aren't college bound, aren't good on a computer. And the computers are part of every job, everywhere, every place.
I didn't think about that.
And just the structure of naming and saving documents is foreign to a lot of students.
Right.
So I say yes.
All right.
They did get a lot of it during COVID. That was
Yeah,
the one thing
all right.
I think that had changed.
All right, speaking of high school students, California just narrowly defeated a bill that would have given free condoms to high school age students. The bill was defeated just because it would have been too costly. Aside from that, would you like to see North Carolina high schools distribute free condoms? Ogie.
Well, again, the time has come, especially these states that are outlawing abortion, use condoms. Even pimply-faced boys, need to know how to do it.
Right. Rosemary,
I think he makes a good point, and yes, have them readily available. Do I think kids are going to go to their school and look for them and ask for them? Probably not.
You don't think so, David?
I agree with Rosemary, and I like your word available as opposed to distribute.
Right.
And I think that's an important distinction.
Okay. Now, over a dozen Guilford College fans hurled racial slurs at Virginia State University women's soccer players during a recent game in Greensboro. VSU, of course, is a HBCU. In some sports, a forfeit is declared when crowds get unruly. So my question is, should racial slurs warrant a forfeit in high school and college games? Mr. Overman.
First of all, I'm just really disappointed. I would have thought better from Guilford, of all places.
Right.
I think they ought to kick them out immediately, identify them, people rat them off, they'll say that guy did it, and then give them whatever the equivalent of a 15-yard penalty, a yellow flag.
There were, I think, 14 or 15 of them that did that. What do you think? Is it warrant a forfeit for the game?
I actually think yes. I think give the fans want to be a part of the game. Well, guess what? Now you're in it. And when you do that, then your team loses. You pay the price.
So I think the investigation has a little bit different twist on those facts. So I'm going to give Guilford College a little bit of a break, but you may know I officiated high school and college wrestling for 20 years.
That's right.
And yes, if the crowd gets out of line, the home management has a responsibility to control that. And if they can't control it, yes, it should be a forfeit.
Then it goes to forfeit.
Now, I don't think this situation escalated to that level.
No, didn't get to that.
But the answer to the question is yes.
Right. The Biden administration wants social media platforms to block misinformation about elections, vaccines, and other topics. Conservative groups are challenging that policy in court. They say Democrats just want to silence alternative views. Is blocking misinformation okay with you, or does that violate free speech, Ogie?
Yeah, they want to call alternative that's a polite way of saying lies.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah, I think we've got to. It's gotten out
Blocking
of hand.
misinformation
is lying.
Bad for freedom of speech, or should we block it?
I mean, I hate that it's out there, right? But let's go back to that high school course. This is what I think we need, is a course to help students navigate and find the truth, because you're going to have it. It's not going away.
Block the information, or is that bad to block it?
Harmful lies is not entitled to free speech protection. Look at our recent settlement between Fox News and Dominion Voting.
Good point.
Those were harmful lies, and they paid a dear price for it.
Yeah.
So in answer to your question, sure, they should censor harmful lies.
Misinformation. All right,
Yeah.
especially about health matters, too. Longtime Republican Highs Point Mayor Jay Wagner, who's been on this show several times, recently announced he's going to challenge 6th District incumbent Congressman Kathy Manning next year. Very quickly, who wins this, Ogie?
Jay and I had a long talk about baseball after a show one time. Nice guy, but Kathy Manning, please. Kathy, come
Rosemary.
on.
Yeah, I think Kathy, name recognition alone.
It's unanimous.
Okay, all right. And finally, an Ohio-based company is moving forward with plans to manufacture electric planes that can take off and land vertically. Ohio's governor said this will make it possible for state residents to eventually be able to take a taxi, an air taxi. Guys and gals, would you ride in a flying taxi, Ogie?
I would, but I won't see it in my lifetime. It will happen, and I would do it, 50 years down the road or so.
I thought we would be there by now. I really thought I'd be taking my jetpack to school when I was in college.
It's a human drone, and the human drone is going to be here pretty fast, Ogie. You're going to make it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, anyway, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. I think it was last week, a California man was arrested for drunk driving, even though he was riding a horse at the time. Said the officer, "Sir, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to administer a breathalyzer test." The man said, "It's okay, but you better take the bit out of his mouth first." So he thought the horse was going to get it.
Get it.
What's wrong with y'all?
But there's actually a case in North Carolina on that topic.
We'll do that next time. He knows everything. We'll be back next week.